What is up, y'all? Welcome back. It's episode 24 of Marlins franchise. We're basking in the glow of a World Series victory, but there are lots of things to be done, so we can't dwell too long. Let's take a look one more time at our path and that beautiful World Series trophy. But I've got a lengthy to-do list here for us to go over to cover the offseason because it's day one of spring training and we've done a lot. There is that challenge after you win of, can you do it again? Was it just the one season? I mean, we don't have a division title. We don't have a 90-win season yet, do we? Oh, we won 93 last year, so we fell down. Okay, but we don't have a 100-win season. So obviously winning the title is the ultimate goal, and that's great. But I'm not finding any sort of lack of motivation to want to keep going here. I'm still as thirsty as I was last year before we got the title, because I want to build a juggernaut, especially with the Marlins history. They win and flop. And they've always won without, like, when I say we don't have a division title, I don't just mean in this sim. There's no division titles. They won the other two times. They won via wild card as well, with 92, 91, and now 87 wins. Is that the most for per title? Is that the lowest win count? Gotta be, right? Outside of multi-title winners, is that the lowest? I don't know, but let's get into it. So first things first, we had a lot of personnel change. Our guys did not want to come back. John Mozeliak, John Farrell, Joey DeMonte. So that would be our bench coach. Our assistant GM, our bench coach, and our hitting coach gave us the big double middle finger. No interest. And I wanted all of them back. So I was kind of bummed by that. So first, Mo gets replaced by David Forst, who has a poor rep, which is kind of interesting to me. But, he's coming from Oakland, obviously going to share a lot of the sensibilities that we do. So, he favors prospects. He favors more on the pitching side, which is okay with me. He favors OBP pretty heavily, kind of split middle between power and speed, and favors defense a little bit, which is also not something that bothers me. High on draft value, development, scouting, pretty high on international still, even though that's his lowest by far. He likes to trade a lot. Maybe not the best fit there, but favors youth. So I like the pickup here. For the bench coach, we went to Luis Rojas. Now, he's unproven, and I was kind of looking at the relationships. Only 3 poor, and this is a brand new guy, so it was 2 when I got him. It was Garrett and Nardi. 2 good lefties that are important to the team, and then a bunch of pitchers here on the fair. But I didn't see enough to really back off of him based on that. So he has the in-game running, the defense, all around, as well as the development and the mechanics. So this is, improving our youth and talent change potential. Aging, not so much, doesn't thrive on hitting or pitching, but I liked everything else. And so I thought he's a pretty good fit. I'm happy to have Rojas. But then the hitting coach, all right, Joey DeMonte, you want to be a freaking prick? See ya, bud. Legendary development, outstanding mechanics, good aging, legendary hitting. I mean, just a stud, and his only bad relationships, literally with every one of our pitchers, but who cares? He doesn't need to worry about them. Not his problem. So, felt pretty good about the replacements there. We also made a bunch of replacements in the management. Just know that in these minors, we're really pushing to have the best of the best in the development and, mechanics side of it for the talent changing. So those are the 2 things that I favor, the development and the mechanics. And then, of course, whatever their excellence is supposed to be, I want that to be very high as well. And then I made some promotions to make sure that kind of our worst of the bunch, because there wasn't enough greatness to go around to fill every hole that we had. So the lower end kind of gets it. And I know you can make a case of like, well, what about those guys? With them being so raw, do you want them to maybe not get the best coaching? And maybe they should be more put together by the time they're at AA, AAA, maybe even high A. I thought about that, but I was just like, you know what? Our best talent is in our upper minors here, not our development complex leagues. So, and it's not like we have nothing there. Todd's pretty good. Stahoviak actually got an upgrade. He was in the rookie league. I actually bumped him up. But then we got Shiokawa, who's okay. Double goods here. Got him the job. Again, availability. There wasn't a ton available. And then Ken Huckabee is actually quite good there. And so, some of the coaches are a little under what I would like to, but we'll get them replaced. I wish I would say how long. Oh, through. So the 2027 guys are usually, actually it's hard to say. Some of them are new, and so they're 1 year guys. Some of them, like Stahoviak, he's on the last year of his 4-year deal. So don't look at 2027 as instantly the guys that we thought are the lower tier ones. That rubric does not prove out to be true. Anyway, moving on, starting with the moves. So first things first, I did a 40-man dump move with Evan Fitterer and Aloe Vera, aka Arrow Vera. But come on, Aloe Vera, let's go. And Chris Makma was not on the 40, but Austin Green as well. Basically just to get Ricky Morales. That's really it. This was a dump. This guy's got some upside. He's got a good personality. He's very raw. But this was a prospect pickup and a big time dump. Clear a couple spots. Errol had some appeal for a while, and he just never clicked. Never got over that hump. And now he's down to a 45 range. And I saw that when I had him, by the way. That didn't change after. But once I saw that, I was like, nah, it's just not happening. So we had to include 2 picks too, but we make that up down the line. Makma, Green, couple. It's not. There's some decent talent here. Something could pop, but we got a pretty good prospect for him, or for all these guys. So it was a quantity over quality, a little bit of a poo-poo platter there to get a guy who's light years away, and that's kind of what that should be. Then I decided that we weren't going to wait around for Asa Lacy's injury and have him come back being terrible. So I just wanted to see what we could get for him. He still has 5 months left on his injury. So I traded him injured with Luis Garcia. As you can see, they went to Cincinnati. And what did we get in return? Not much. We got Jacob Gonzalez. Kind of a run-of-the-mill backup infielder. And $2 million. And that's it. And we had to include CJ Weens. And it was difficult for me to trade somebody named Weens. Speaking of, there's Shar. So when I got my new setup, I used to have a Shar cam. And I got my new setup. I got my new tower, which is small. It's over here now. Tower used to be down here on the floor, a big one. Mount a camera on top of it. It's pointing directly at Shar. She didn't take to the bed being moved over here because it doesn't really work. So that kind of lost us the Shar cam. So now you get like a pseudo Shar cam down here. She's looking cute as hell. But anyway, so yeah, that's a bit of a dump, but I wanted to get something for him. I didn't think, we have no idea what he's going to be like in 5 months returning from this torn UCL. And Luis Garcia is nothing terribly special. Oh, wait, they got rid of him. Oh, wow. Okay, well, I thought he was better than that, but I didn't see any reason to really hard keep him, so we ended up doing that deal. Let me check these off as we go through them. Boom. All right, so then we get into the awards, and let's go ahead and do that. League history index. We had some things in the awards. We won one. Let's start with the National League Platinum Stakes. That's the one that we won. Oscar Colas gets his first with us. William Contreras, Davison De Los Santos, stud. Gavin Lux gets his second in a row. This is Christian Hernandez. Tatis gets his fourth in a row, 6th overall. Austin Hendrick for Cincinnati. He's a power stud. Cody Bellinger gets his third. Dylan Carlson gets one. And then we got Colas. So, Gold Gloves for the National League. Nola, Drew Romo. Drew Romo's insane behind the dish. Look at that. Insane. If he had any sort of bat, maybe he can fake a bat in Colorado. O'Neal Cruz, David Fletcher, Matt Chapman with his 8th, first in the National League. Came over from Toronto to Philly. Interesting. Luis Suarez, 54 WRC plus. Like I can't do it. I can't do it. This isn't 1966. That's crazy to me. Ian Happ, Bader gets his 6th straight up in a row. And then Matt Vierling, who we did deal. Not too surprising there. Still was an 82 WRC plus. I feel fine about what we did there. We had Vierling for a brief moment. And then Joe Erlin was available in the Rule 5. And I just was like, no, I will absolutely prefer Joe Erlin. And I stand by that. What did Joe Erlin end up with? 1-3. I guess we ended up losing that. 1-3 to 1-6. I thought Joe Erlin's a more dynamic player. He's much younger. I stand by it. But in the 1-to-1 comp of last season, I lost. Big deal. American League Gold Glove, Brash, Sean Murphy's 6th in a row. Jay Perez is Joe Perez. Royce Lewis, who I considered trading for. Bobby Witt Jr., Carlos Correa, JJ Bleday. Hey, that's our guy. Good for him. He's become, he's a perfectly solid player. Michael A. Taylor wins his 6th in a row. Insane. And Max Kepler gets his 2nd in a row. This one with Boston. Actually, both with Boston. Cool. And then Platinum Stick for the American League. Rutch, Torque, Gage Workman. This guy. 30-30. Just insane. I know I brought that up during the playoffs, but wow. Wander Franco, Corey Seager. Malfrin Sosa. That's a cool name. Mike Trout gets his 11th. Roberto Campos gets his 1st. He's turned into an absolute monster for the Tigers. Tigers are putting some things together. Vlad Guerrero gets his 5th. Overall, I think. Because he got the others at first base. So then we go award winners for the National League. And it's Fernando Tatis getting his 2nd straight MVP, 3rd overall. Hudson Luce getting a 2nd straight Cy. And there you can see 10.3 WAR. For Tatis, 64 homers. Luce, 3.17 ERA, 1.11 WHIP, 6.6 hit, 9, 5.3 WAR. All led the league. Highland Hall, who we faced in the playoffs, we know his extreme power. Didn't realize he was a rookie. And he almost hit 40 homers. So he's going to be a force. And then Ryan Presley at age 38. I see you, Presley, for Atlanta with reliever of the year. Now, we did get... we got Rookie of the Year votes from Joe Erlin and Vasquez. Do you guys care about the actual votes or just telling you I think should be enough? I would think so. But I will, you know what? I will show you. I want to show the Cy. Just because we didn't win it. Luce did. And that's fair. I think Luce should have won. But we had multiple guys. So let me at least show that. Let me show where the awards are early. November. Boom. So then it was Lissandro after that. But then Sixto, Mason Thompson, and Andrew Nardi. So 2 relievers got in the Cy voting for us, and Sixto Sanchez. So that's pretty interesting, I thought. And then Joe Erlin and Vasquez were in the Rookie of the Year. Colas was in the MVP. He did not win it. He was down ballot. So, tried to re-sign Manuel Margot. He said Manuel no, and he still doesn't have a team, so screw him, jerk. I gave him 2 and a team option at 11.5 per. I don't know. I didn't think that was crazy. He made 6 last year. Damn near doubling his contract. But he got all out of shape, and I think it's because he's not starting. And I'm like, he got 40 pounds. Like, I'm willing to believe that he's better than he was last year, and maybe not. Like, he's probably in between these two, the 105 WRC plus and the 72. But it's not a starter for our club. It's a perfect fourth outfielder who plays quite a bit. So he told us to piss off, and I'm like, okay. Then Trevor Rogers and Kyle Tucker rejected the qualifying offer. Oh, this one did not waste any time on this one. Freaking Jonathan Bolin, who was going to be a consideration for our fifth starters role, went to see the guru, and I insta-traded him. Like, you couldn't have done it faster. Like, basically the millisecond I read that, I got out of there and I said, okay, he gone. Because it never goes well with the guru. It never goes well. I was just putting in his projections to see where he's at now. I think he went down. I wish I would have kept it. Well, actually, we can see. So he only lost 5 on movement right now, at least as far as the big 3 stats. So that's not terrible, but I just don't trust the guru. I was scared. So insta move, he and Jonathan Clase. Do you pronounce it differently since the H isn't there? Jonathan Clase, who we had gotten for JP Sears and Chappelli. Hang on, let's get this train going here. So we had Clase, who we'd gotten for these two, but we got a 3rd and a 7th round pick as well. Lloydell, I don't know, he fell off again, and Sears, we know how good or how much he fell off. So we did that. We got the 3rd and the 7th. So we had Clase, traded him and Bolin for Justin Lang and $200,000. Justin Lang's pretty good. Compare Lang to Bolin, and they're really close. They're really close. Lang projects to 1.5 WAR, Bolin to 1.8. And I didn't have to deal with the guru situation. Like, he could have lost more off the guru, and that's Lang without getting all the way up to what he is capable of. Like, there's some growth there. How old's Bolin? Bolin's 30 and 5 years younger too. So I felt all of that was good. I'm just saying, like, once you go to the guru, I'm not trusting you. So then, at this point in the offseason, I looked at a Taylor deal, or a Tucker situation with Kyle Tucker, and he was just asking so much to where that first year was going to have to be 40, 45, whatever the case, or it was going to build up. I like to front load if I can, so I was like, okay, what's the highest I can go here to really bring this down and make it palatable down the line? And I just couldn't get there. I really couldn't. He wouldn't do anything that wasn't in like the 5+ year variety, and I know he's going to age well, but I just couldn't justify giving like 35+ mil on average to one guy. Like, okay, we did hit, the budgets went up, by the way. I did mean to mention that. I thought I wrote that down. So let's go to after the year here. And we did get that. By the way, I got ripped off. I made some moves where you sign the guy in arbitration, but you sign him to an extension, and you're supposed to get the fan interest bump. We didn't get that. We got absolutely ripped, and I'm kind of pissed about that. I'm not gonna lie. Where is the budget information? All right, I'm failing massively. Anyway, it went up. It went up to 120. I'm sure I've glossed over it, but it's really bad for me to just keep flailing here and not finding it. So it should be somewhere after the playoffs, no? Like early November. All fans got mad about Bolin. Like, get real. See? Looks confused. The guru always fails, y'all. You can't deal with the guru, man. That shit's scary. Was it later than I thought? Now I'm getting stubborn. I'm at that point where I'm like stubborn about it, and I'm like, I need to find it, but now I'm giving away the rest of the off season as well. So ignore all that. So we signed a couple of starters. One I thought was pretty good was Dane Dunning. Brought him in on just a 1-year, $2 million deal. And because of the way things were looking with Tucker and even with Rogers a bit, with Trevor Rogers, I was like, let's get some depth rotation and we'll kind of see where we're at. So that led me to Dane Dunning, who, has the extreme ground ball to counterbalance the fact that he's got a 45 stuff, 60 movement, 55 control. I think that he can be perfectly fine. In fact, let me put him through the projections. Something I haven't done in a while. 45, 60, 55. Okay. So he checks out 2.4 WAR and, 376 ERA, 132 WHIP, and 178 innings. Perfectly solid. Got another guy similar to him, signed right around the same time, and that's Michael Lorenzen. Another extreme ground baller, 50, 70, 50, 45 stamina. Does have like 3 bad pitches, but 5 pitches total. And again, volume of pitches is still better than only being a 2-pitch guy, even if they're not great. So he is starter depth. He does not need to be in the rotation, and he was not particularly expensive at $2.2 mil. So we signed those two. Everybody wanted the Dooch. I refused, but I got lots of Dooch offers, and I was like, None that really stood out. Like, there were a couple that weren't too bad, but just wasn't doing it. Then I signed a backup infielder for the minor leagues mostly, in Derek Hill. But if he gets called up, he gets money and he'll have to stay. He's out of options and everything. He'll be making 1.4 mil, but he's good outfield depth. Can't hit a lick, but can play a mean outfield. Speed. Very specific type of player. Just some depth, and he's a Tiger. Then I went trolling a little bit in the minor league versions. I did make a note on the budget. Hang on, let me go back to that just to close that loop. It was much later than I thought. Here it is. So scouting budget went up a hot $50,000. Wow, thanks, bud. But the player development went up, not even a mil, but up. Draft budget up, and then international budget. It is up. Sorry, I was transposing those. I thought it went from 1.2 to 1.3. I was like, okay, great. No, it goes from 120 to 310. 3.1 to 3.3. Let's just say. So, Edgar Sanchez is demanding but generous, and he's meddling. So he sets our budgets and shit. But his priority is winning. So he's very happy. I will say, we didn't get any love for winning the damn World Series. Doesn't feel right. Whatever. Okay, so I went and found a guy in the minors that I'm pretty excited about. We'll keep tabs on him. And he's from Germany. His name is Hikmet Saltik. And he's not that special or anything, but interesting little minor league find that I have some excitement for. I'm going to put him on our top prospects list. It doesn't pan out to be God tier or anything. Doesn't have to be. Could be pretty useful. And as our coaching, really takes shape, and I've been putting a lot of focus on it, maybe they get something out of it. Maybe they max him. I'm putting him through right now. His max, his peak, based on these categories, if he hits the 50, all the top end, they say he's only a 1 WAR player. I mean, I guess that's fair. It's a lot of average stuff with some above average defense, but in left field. What if I make him a right fielder? But then we lose 5 points. That makes him 0.9 WAR, so not even 1. But anyway, he's 23. Just somebody I signed, and then the raised budgets I already told you about. So then, crazy thing is, the offseason's winding down, and I'm kind of thinking that the team is set. And then I started thinking about something. And I was realizing that, by the way, if you didn't notice earlier, Tucker's still not signed, and it's February 18th. So Greedy Gus over here maybe should have been a little less greedy. But not my choice. So I'm sitting around thinking, and I'm kind of looking at everything, and I'm saying, is Jambois our future at short? He's 31 years old, and, I'm just not sure if that's the guy. He's been pretty good, but at 31, I kind of wanted to go, oh, never mind. I wasn't sure if I could see the playoff stats. But I was looking and I was like, I don't know. I don't think so. He's 31. He could start aging. He's not that great. Can we make a move? Also, we got some things coming up financially. Maybe we make a move with a big pitcher, Jambois and a pitcher. Now, if you're in the Discord, you know where this is going. And I'll tell you, I did it. I did the move in question. We made a huge trade, and that included Jambois and Sixto Sanchez. And we got Anthony Volpe, 25-year-old shortstop with a massive upside. Like, this is another cornerstone. And for me, this really takes the sting out of not signing Kyle Tucker. It's very popular. He gives, everything you want. You got 65 range, 70 air, 50 arm, but 65 double play. He's a captain, which certainly helps as well. He's even better at second if we did find, a different shortstop down the line. And got an extension for him off rip. 4-year, $80 million deal with 13 next year, then 2020, 27. And guess what? Oh, wait, never mind. I thought the 27 was a team option. It's not. But that's fine. I did sign Trevor Rogers, too. Oh, I didn't put that in there. Sorry. I did sign Trevor Rogers as well. This was before the Volpe trade, so I kind of ruined the timeline there. Pardon me. But I signed him to a 4-year, $98 million deal with 28 this year, then 23, but then a player option and a team option. So I'm trying to make him more of like a 3-year deal. Although if he's good enough and we pick up the 20, that's fine. Or if he's really good and he doesn't want the 27 and it's only a 2-year deal, I'm okay with that too. I doubt that will happen. I was torn. I got to be honest. As I was looking over things, I wanted Sandy Alcantara, but he was being a pain in the butt. So I was like, okay, fine. So we got this deal done. Like I said, it was with Sixto and Jambois. We did get a 4th and a 9th back. So our draft pick stock is looking good this year to really put an infusion of talent into the minors. Sixto is great. He really is. And he's only making $7 million this year, but it is his last year. He had a pretty reasonable ask for an extension. I think it was like $22 million. Nothing crazy there for like 4 or 5 years. But I thought this was a good move. He's also fragile. And it's a cornerstone shortstop. Here's Jambois, for those of you that don't remember. He plays everywhere. But shortstop is probably, he's stretched there a bit. I mean, he has 65 range. Like, he can hang. But he's a 2-win guy, a 1-win guy. Now, he only played half the season. He's been basically, we'll call him like a firm 2.5 win guy. If over 162. I think that's fair. But he's 31. So that crept into my mind as well. So then, guess who came knocking back? Depending on how much you've been paying attention, you already saw. Sandy comes back into the picture and says, hey, I'm interested. And I'm like, well, now we could sign Sandy and basically replace Sixto with Sandy, and now we're really looking sharp. So I did just that. I signed him to a 4-year, $102 million deal, but it's a team option, in the third year at 35 mil with a $5 million buyout. So I'm looking at it mostly as a 2-year deal. 2 years, 44, because we would owe him 5 on the buyout. 14 this year, 25 next, and then the 5 to piece out if things really turn. Now there's a world where 35 could make sense if our finances are in such a spot where we can afford that kind of luxury. Maybe. It's doubtful. It's absolutely doubtful, because obviously we're going to have so much turnover until then, but we're already at 150 there. So I highly doubt it. It's probably a 2-year deal for Alcantara, but I'm cool with that. So now you look, and we got Rogers, Alcantara, Boz, Meyer, Dunning, Garrett, Lorenzen, and Rodriguez in the bullpen, as well as Lang, who is not, some starting stud, but he can start if we need him to. He's got some upside. Should be a great bullpen piece. And then we got Matt Devlin he'll be in AAA. And we still have Mick Abel, but he's not a reliable starter. And we saw that. We lost a lot of confidence in him in the playoffs. Like, he had some tough outings. And we still got Yuri as well. Now, there could be a decision that has to be made on Yuri after the spring training, y'all, because he's out of options. So those of you tired of me trying to make him a thing, you might finally get your wish for him to go away. But in the meantime, I'm going to use him. Oh, are these Geraldos? Okay, so I wasn't going crazy. We did have 2 4-letter J named Geraldos. I tell you what, until I finally see them side by side here, I thought I was going crazy, y'all. I thought I was absolutely going crazy. Are they related? They have to be. They have to be. But maybe not. Okay, but the interesting thing is Juan is Juan Jose Giraldo, and yes, Jose is Jose Juan Giraldo. Come on. You're messing with me. These are real players, too. They're tripping me up. Anyway, so we're at spring. Here's the lineup. Obviously, it's a little springified, but, the pieces are there. It's going to be the target lineup is Keibert Ruiz at catcher, Alec Burleson at first, Brian Rocchio at second, Willie Vasquez at third, Andrew Volpe at short, Joe Erlen de los Santos in left, Jason Dominguez in center, Oscar Colas in right, Khalil Watson at DH, question mark, we'll see. Between he and Vasquez, though, Vasquez is the better defender. 65. So, but that's not really a DH. That's really just because, I kind of want to play him, but I don't know, man. His bat just isn't there. So he might just be our backup infielder. I don't have Joe Erlen starting right now in spring. I'm not too worried about it. I'm trying to get... So I have Burleson and Colas kind of flipped on their positions to try to train up at the respective positions. I think this 55 potential is new for Burleson. I don't feel like he's ever been that high of a potential, so I want to get him up to there because that's not too bad. And we do have Dominguez. His outfield defense is awesome, but he's also fragile. So I feel like we will be having Dickerson mix in the center. Oh, actually, Dickerson's going to be the DH, I think. But he'll mix in the center, and he and Dominguez will flip around a lot. That's the goal. Teddy Cashman getting a look. Jordan Diaz has kind of fallen off. He had that first big sample with us back in 24. I mean, it was tiny, but there was some excitement drummed up from that. But that's the beauty of 77 plate appearance samples. They can pop off and then mean nothing. I don't have Rocchio starting right now either. But that's to get Colmenares, third base, and Romero, at least up to the 45-inch short, even though that's not very good. Just to kind of max his value there. All right, so early spring, let's go. Oh, let's see the pre-spring preseason predictions. Pre-spring, 80 and 82. They're not a fan. They're not a fan of what we've done. They think we've taken a turn the wrong way. Okay. Disagree. They do give Alcantara top 10 pitcher. It's fine. It's fine. Our offense, according to them, is really tumbled. But man, I just don't know that I see that. Because, okay, you take out Tucker, but you're instantly replacing him with Volpe, who is not as good. Make no mistake. But I don't know. I don't know that I can justify it. I ran out of speed there because as I'm looking at it, I'm like, you know what? I get it. We need Rocchio to break through. We might need Colmenares to come up with something. They don't have a lot of power, though, either. So, really, I think we need a big Dominguez season. Maybe if he could drop like a 130, like a big spike, that'd be kind of hot. We'll see. So, let's get into some spring games. We'll play probably up until the 27th and then check out some stats, send some guys down, thin out the herd a little bit. Actually, we'll just go to the 28th. We'll go to the end of the month and see what's up. Oh, so this was an interesting thing. They really want to trade us Pache. They offered us something earlier that wasn't De Los Santos that Forrest actually liked. But I look at Pache and I'm like, that's Corbin Dickerson, but for $3 million. So no. Even though they're giving him to us at a discount, no. I don't want to do that. You know? Who cares about the wins and losses? I'm not reading them off because it's spring. It doesn't matter. Oh, Mason Thompson smoked 5-6 with an oblique. That bites. But that's why you got to get depth. Yoerson Cepeda has taken some more time here. He's going to come back much worse. Oh, yeah, he's already dipped down. Yeah. That could be really bad. Oh, damn it, Helsley. I was hoping he'd... First off, I was hoping he'd become a free agent. Secondly, I was like, if we could be in a luxury spot where we could afford a $15 million... I didn't know what he'd be. I was thinking like 15. $15 million reliever, that'd be cool, but that's a luxury that we can't really afford. Oh, 2 weeks for Volpe already. Awesome. Sick. Well, I don't want this affecting him. I can't risk it. Can't risk that. Not this early in spring, you know. Vasquez, moderate effect on everything for a week. Yeah, obviously. Like, again, Vasquez actually is an instrumental piece this year. If he could break out, that would be huge. I talked about like Dominguez breaking out, but if Vasquez, but he's also fragile. You know, they got to stay healthy. Stay healthy. Find some big offense from Vasquez and Dominguez. That would really set us apart and help us beat those predictions. 80 and 82. Don't forget. 80 and 82. We'll check it again before the season. Who do these people think they are? All right, this guy's kind of a prick, apparently. He's like mad selfish. So it's funny that he sucks because he's a crybaby. Ooh, Meyer gets an overall jump and a potential. Let's go. He's developing. Let's go, baby. You got this. You're a stud. You're an absolute G. Yoerson, yeah, he's getting smoked. All right, Carter loses a little bit of that movement, but still a 70, so that's excellent. Cashman on the way up. Voss is up, except his power. Actually, I would trade the... Oh, wait, never mind. So his current power goes up, but his potential goes down. So it's like, okay, you've reached another power level, but you don't have quite as much height to your power potential as we thought. Colmenares goes up at short. That was why he was starting there. So he's a 65. That's excellent. And now I'll put him... He should be playing some... Oh, he's playing... Yep, I already know what. He's playing short with what's-his-head out. With Volpe. That's fine. I got it. Cash. So Cash can't really play defense, which means he has to hit. There is some hitting upside with him, though. Joe Erlin. Oh, let's take a look at some spring stats. Game type. Spring training. All right. I still gotta do the condensed. All right, Dickerson. Like Vassos, it's only 20 plate appearances, but with guys like that, you know, they're probably not gonna make the team no matter what anyway. If they happen to get off to a brutal start, I just kind of pwn them. I'm like, well, sorry. Maybe catch fire next time around or something. Gotta be brutal. Gotta be ruthless, y'all. Let's get Jordan Diaz some DH. Maybe he can finagle his way into more of a role. It's not impossible. It's not impossible. Let's get Joe Erlin up in right field a bit too. Playing every third game there. How's Burleson on that left field? Let's put that at fifth. Cashman's figured out his left field. Lorenzen. Don't forget, Lorenzen can actually swing at a decent bit. But, I don't know. How much do we want him batting? He has hit a home run already. Good for him. I don't know what kind of lefty... what kind of complement of lefties we're facing in spring, but obviously gotta be prepared for some. We gotta get Cleo Watson sunburn. I mean, we don't have to, I guess, but I want to. Cashman is a lefty. Damn. These guys are all lefties except Diaz. Wow. That's tough. So we'll see how that goes. All right, and then pitching wise, who's pitching? Who's doing what? Who's getting hammered? Matt Devlin, you only have 4 innings. But again, you know, we gotta move on from some. He didn't really stand much of a chance anyway, so we'll overreact to a tiny meaningless sample like Ivan Armstrong. There's no world where he's really gonna win a spot. So back to AAA. I know you're pissed, dude. Cry about it. I mean, he kind of is. Not my problem. And then this whiny bitch. Right? Am I thinking of the right guy? Yeah, Martin Santana. So he doesn't have the selfish tag over here, but he a punk. Okay, let's get back to it. Another bunch of games. We got 2 days off today in spring, or this week in spring. Interesting. The Dooch. 2 weeks for the Dooch. No. No, Dooch. The old Doochinator. Should bring up another catcher. Briones? Or Silas? Cutter Coffee? Sure, I'll bring Cutter Coffee up. No, I won't. We don't need another player up. All right, this is fine. This is fine right now. Let's get another week of games in. Hopefully without a bunch of injuries. Jojo Blackman, hyperextended knee. Like, as the word injuries came out of my mouth, they're like, how about one more? How about a real nifty one? All right, so JoJo's not going to make the team anyway. Let's see how he did. In his limited time. Oh, he really tore the cover off the ball. That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. I don't really see a scenario where he would have made the team, though. So, sorry. Because, like, he's not better than Corbin Dickerson at doing that. Like, they do the same thing. So, how can I really justify it? Punchline is, I can't. I freaking can't. All the guys that, like, aren't going to make the team are the ones that are hitting right now. All the guys. I mean, 18, so obviously Briones and Banfield won't. They're backup catchers. So that's 16. And then Lorenzen's an extra guy, so that's 15. So really only 2 guys, and it is Cashman and Gonzalez. So I say all the guys. It's really only 2 that don't have a clear path. But they are, like, Cashman. Is Cashman making this club? I mean, he's got the perfect personality. Maybe. Could he be our DH? What's Diaz doing? Not having a good spring. Let's put T-Cash in. Put Diaz here. Every 4th. And then Joe Erlin in center. Damn, we're light on outfield. Oh, we gotta put Volpe back in. Hello. Romero? What's Romero's deal? He plays outfield, right? He can. He's stood out there before. He can only be a 30 in center field. That makes sense. Can Khalil Watson play the outfield? Not really. He'd really have to figure it out. Like this guy, Jacob Gonzalez. No. I mean, he's nothing special, let's say. All right, let's try this for another week or so. Oh, what's Colmenares been up to? So, okay, he's up to a 45 at third base out of 65. Would love to get him all the way up there. How's he hitting? Terribly. Okay, cool. Okay, lit. Corbin Dickerson's been dreadful atop the order. Let's get some Brian Rocchio action atop the... Actually, you know what? Rocchio against lefties and Colmenares for some reason. No, you know what? T-Cash. There we go. Let's do that. Okay. Probably too meticulous for spring. I get it, but I'm just trying my best. So we have 20 players here. We know that, like, I don't think Santana and Maycold are going to make it. So they can go ahead and bounce. And then I'm not sure Eater's going to make it. He's only had 2 2/3 anyway. Curvello's not going to make it because he's extreme fly ball with a 45. He's good enough depth. But the only reason we didn't send him down last year was because he had been optioned 5 times. But he still has option years left. So we're going to leverage that. And we'll go ahead and send him down right now. So we're at 17 here. We'll have some chopping to do. We'll have to make a decision on Yuri. Go ahead and give him some starts. I mean, duh. Why wouldn't I give him some stuff? Let's put Lorenzen in at stopper. Let's get Lang some stopper. Right? We'll see what happens there. All right. Continuing forward. We open with 4 at the Mets and 3 at the Nats. Damn. Coming out firing. All right, Vasquez is back. Diaz just isn't doing it. Ah, shit. All right, Diaz and Yuri could be in a trade here soon, y'all. Stay tuned. Stay tuned there. All right, Colmenares still at 45. I don't know if it updates until the end of spring though. So he might be building up, and we're just not going to see it till the end of spring. He's played 18 games. He's playing a lot, so that's good. Make sure Vasquez gets in every third. I'll give Vasquez some shortstop work as well. He can kind of trim up there. Like, we don't need Volpe playing every day. Is there any downside to not playing your studs in spring that much? Like, are they at any sort of risk of regression or anything? I would hope not. I mean, and it's not like he's not playing either. Rocchio's starting, so let's do Vasquez every third there. And then Rocchio just back there. Volpe can also get some burn at second to hone his skills there. Every third. All right, we're almost done with spring. So let's continue. Oh. Yoerison is back. And broken. Damn. Literally down 10 points. I mean, it's severe injury, right? Like, I'm bummed, but not complaining. This tracks make sense, etc., etc. I'm just gonna straight up send him back to AAA. No, I can just send him to AAA. We don't need to give him that. We need maybe a couple more hitters down in AAA than we do pitchers. We got plenty of pitchers. Plenty of pitchers. All right, so looking at everything, it's only been 3 2/3, so I don't want to talk shit about Mick having a 0 strikeout minus walk rate. Like, there's nothing to go off of there. Let's put him on the use more often. I don't really see a way that Jake Eater makes the team. He's like clearly depth. So do we need to take any more innings with him? Probably not. And then Siege should make the team. I'm actually thinking here. I mean, someone like Lang could maybe take his spot. Are either Geraldo making the team? Yeah, I think Jose is. Juan's probably not. Okay, yeah, we'll go with that. Again, we're almost done here. Just kind of going through spring, seeing how it's going. Take the day off. Get some more games in. No stoppages. That's good. That's what we want. Trade proposal. Still trying to give us Pache. Of course, they want the Dooch. Again, I just can't be convinced that this isn't Corbin Dickerson, but much more expensive. Right? Without the upside. Like, that's just what it is. That is just how it is. Cashman still swinging it. Just crushing in spring. Speaking of Dickerson, he's been absolutely dreadful. We'll let Joe Erwin get the last few starts there. As we head into the regular season, Colmenares isn't hitting too well. I mean, Jorlin isn't hitting all that well either, by the way. Neither's Dominguez. It's not something I'm concerned about. Make no mistake. I feel like Colmenares probably got enough burn. Played 26 games, 68 plate appearances. It's fine. And then I think the Dooch is fine. So we can send Briones, who never even got a shot, and Banfield back. Okay. So we're at 17. Call it 16 because Lorenzen's extra. I mean, we're going to have to figure out Diaz. Gonzalez is not going to make the club, but he's good depth. Romero, same deal. So then we're close. It's Diaz, really. It's pretty much just Diaz at that point. I think Cash was making this club, y'all. Big spring from Cash. T-Cash. Big money Teddy. We see you, Teddy. We see you. Let's just do that for the last couple games. Just fuck around. Does Watson make this team? That I do not know. All right, how many more games? Just 2. Bunk. And then 4 off days. Oh, we tied. All right. There it is. Put it in the books. Spring training's over. We went 16, 11, and 1. Who gives a shit? Just for those that want to know. But Teddy Cashman popped off. I do kind of want to see. I thought they had spring stats. They do. Okay, spring coverage. There it is. Oh, Teoscar popped 8. Cash was in there, though. 3rd highest. Tied for the 3rd highest. That's really all I wanted to see. Just wanted to see where he came out on that. Oh, 7 doubles for Burleson. Cashman had the most ribbies. Let's go. Oh, I think we're just doing it wrong if we're leading with that many plate appearance guys. They're like, oh, you play your guys that much? You are crazy. Yeah, we don't do that. It's like, oh, yeah, we don't either. Whatever. I think it's fine. Okay, so pitching side, spring training. I mean, we could send Abel down. Like, we could. Sort by overall. Oh, yeah, Yuri. Yuri did well. It's 8 innings, though. It's 8 innings. He didn't walk anybody. That's pretty huge. It's 8 innings. It's 8 innings. It's 8 innings. But it's 8 innings. But then there's also, it's 8 innings in spring training, Paul. Okay. All right, I think we got to figure something out wherein maybe we trade Jordan Diaz and Yuri Perez together. I mean, okay, I don't think I'm going to let Yuri Perez make the team. Okay, I know I've been memeing about trying to make him a thing. I am trying to make him a thing, but I also acknowledge that 50, 45, 45 is not that thing. 55, 45, 45 isn't really either. So let me do Yuri as a reliever real quick. He's extreme fly ball, which is gross. So gross. So Yuri as a reliever, yeah, that's bad. That's bad. So, okay, we'll try to trade him. I'm going to go ahead and wrap up here. Try to trade him. We pretty much have our team set, though. And I think Diaz and Perez will be involved in a trade together. And then that will take those 2 off. That's 27. Then we'll have one other move that needs to be made. And it'll probably be, even though it's going to piss him off, it'll probably be Khalil Watson. Although, no, we need to get rid of another pitcher. So maybe like a CJ Carter or Mick Abel. He had a good spring, so did Carter. You know, I try to balance that. Like, it is cool to reward that for a storyline situation. It's not an end-all, be-all, though. I don't feel like I have to do that to any degree. But maybe we send Geraldo down, trade Yuri and Diaz, and then we're good to go. So we pretty much got everything set. Volpe is the big addition. Trevor Rogers and the return of Sandy Alcantara are the other big moves. I think the team is poised. I'm excited. Predictions are still the same. 80 and 82. We'll see what happens after they update. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one up. When we come back, we'll be into the season. I'll let you know if I make a move for those two. I'm still pretty excited about this season. I really want to see what we can do off of the big win. It was great, but we're not the same team. The predictions don't even like us as much, but I think we still got a great club. So thank you all so much for watching. 2027 kicks off next time. Take care.